thank you for joining us today. I'm Todd Cowan, Flow-Rite's Business Development Manager for Deep Cycle. I've been with Flow-Rite Controls for 15 years and in the battery business for 10 of those 15 years. Before working on battery solutions, I managed Flow-Rite's injection molding department where we produce our plastic components in-house in Byron Center, Michigan. Before we get started, I'd like to go over our quick agenda. First, we're going to have a brief message from our president, Todd Hart. Todd will be joining us next. Then we're going to do a quick product snapshot with Mark Harima. He's going to provide an in-depth look at the testing that each Flow-Rite Pro-Fill valve goes through. Then we're going to discuss applications and what are some of the most common applications that single-point watering systems and battery sensors and monitors are used in. And then we're going to discuss getting the best performance. We're going to review the correct single-point watering kits, water supplies, sensors, and battery management products for various applications, because there certainly are a lot of applications that these batteries go into. Then we're going to touch on some brief seasonal maintenance. Is there any and why? We're going to touch on safety. Always want to be safe with what we do in and around batteries. And then we're going to close discussing return on investment. Single-point watering systems are a great product and they carry a great cost justification in a lot of applications, and we're going to review that quickly. So that's just a brief overview of our agenda for this webinar. Now, as I just mentioned, we have a quick message from the president of Flow-Rite, Todd Hart.
Hello and welcome. My name is Todd Hart, the president of Flow-Rite Controls, and I'm here to provide information on Flow-Rite as an organization. Flow-Rite is a vertically integrated fluid control company founded in 1981 and rooted in innovation and entrepreneurial spirit. What does vertically integrated mean at Flow-Rite Controls? It means we design our own products, cut our own steel, mold our own plastic, assemble and ship around the world while providing support through our home office in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and onwards to Shanghai, China, Hong Kong, and Seoul, South Korea. Every day at Flow-Rite begins the same way with the same metrics, our plus QDIP. Safety, quality, delivery, inventory, and productivity. You'll note with the plus QDIP that first is the safety of our people, second is the customer, and then finally Flow-Rite comes third. An example of quality at Flow-Rite is being ISO certified since 2002, and again in 2020 passing our renewal with 0 findings, either minor or major. One way we combine safety and innovation is during the COVID-19 crisis. We've built our own mask for the safety of our people and expanded on out into a community and customer base. This is just one example of where innovation and our core values come together. Another example of innovation at Flow-Rite Controls is our venture into electronics. We now make a variety of sensors, battery management systems, and all controlled through an app portal. Flow-Rite has 4 core values: help first, think beyond tomorrow, question and improve, and love what you do. For those of you who've worked with our sales team, I'm sure you'll agree they embody the values of help first and love what you do.
Now we have a short video from Mark Harima, the Director of Engineering here at Flow-Rite. Mark is going to provide an in-depth look at the testing of Flow-Rite Pro-Fill valves.
Hey everybody, thank you for having me today. I'm Mark Harima. I'm Engineering Director here at Flow-Rite Controls. And I'm standing within our facility here in Byron Center, Michigan, where we manufacture all of our Pro-Fill valves. Pro-Fill valves got a couple of interesting features to it. One, it's got the wings on it. Don't need a tool to install it, so it drops right into the battery. You can use your hands to tighten it in. Another big feature is our flame arresters. We have a flame arrestor both on the inlet for the water as well as the external for the gases coming out. That flame arrestor does pass the SAE J1495 spark test, so it's a really good safety feature. What I really wanted to highlight though today was the test bench. Our products are manufactured right here, and then we actually test 100% of our valves before they go out the door. In this test bench, we have several different stations. The first station is a high pressure test. So we want to test what our valves would perform like at the high end. With that, water flows through shuts off the valves, and the sensors come in to measure it. The next station we go over to is the low pressure. So again, we're testing our entire pressure range. Again, simulating water car electrolyte coming up into a battery, shuts off the valve, sensors come in and check it. Third station does a flow test, make sure everything's flowing properly. From there, the machine actually monitors every one of those tests. If anything fails in any one of those tests, it gets rejected. But if it passes all those tests, it gets a date code on it. That date code is going to tell you exactly when this part was manufactured, what machine it was manufactured on. From there, it's an automatic unload. Only good parts go in the good bin, scrap parts go down in the scrap, and the parts come out the other side. This helps us to ensure that the highest quality products are being shipped to our customers. Again, I'm Mark Harima, and thank you.
That is some great information that Mark provided us about the automated test bench that all Flow-Rite single point watering valves go through. Now I want to touch on the applications that single point watering systems, sensors, and battery management hardware and software can be used in. There are numerous applications that these deep cycle batteries get used in. The applications include, but are not limited to, golf cars, electric vehicles, powered pallet jacks, solar and standby power, floor scrubbers, AWP or scissor lifts, and locomotive. In the future, we're going to be focusing a webinar on the locomotive single point watering application, so stay tuned for more on that. In this webinar, we're focusing on maximizing your battery's performance. We are going to illustrate how to use single point watering and sensors to aid in battery optimization. We will discuss how to select the correct single point watering system and sensor for an application. We will discuss how to select the best water supply for that single point watering system as well in the coming slides. When we are done, we will cover a few best practices as well. Single point watering system selection can be done using the Flow-Rite catalog. Here in front of you are some catalog pages outlining the correct systems and how to choose them based on battery brand, battery voltage, and pack voltage. That's one resource for selecting the correct system for your battery application. Another way to select the correct system for your battery application is by going to Flow-Rite.com. On Flow-Rite.com, there's a system selector or kit builder that you can choose on the website. The kit builder allows you to get the correct kit for your application using battery brand, voltage, and pack voltage, just like the catalog does, but this is obviously an automated kit builder. What's unique is that it shows each individual component as well as the kit part number that you need for your application. Another neat feature on the website for ProFill is the ProFill layout diagram library. It is here where we share common layouts for numerous golf cars and electric vehicles. These are great resources if you have a common electric golf car or a common application. We may have the specific layout diagram that you need already on our website. All of these resources are on the website. As I mentioned, the catalog is another resource for single point watering system selection, but you can always just call Flow-Rite and talk to one of our customer service professionals as well. ProFill features and benefits include the rigid manifold that is patented, our date code, which starts the 5-year warranty process for all valves, as well as the 3-port swivel T. These features, combined with the internal and external flame arresters and protective shroud, make ProFill the only watering system designed specifically for golf car style or electric vehicles. As I just said, the ProFill battery watering system is the only system on the market specifically designed to water deep cycle or golf car style, GC style batteries. The ProFill system consists of automatic shutoff valves, which Mark Harima spotlighted going through our test bench, interconnected with tubing or solid manifold, which I just spotlighted in the last slide. The valves in tubing or manifold replace existing battery vent caps. A quick coupler allows the single point watering system to be connected to a water supply. Once connected, that water flows into each cell through the single point watering system and shuts off to the correct level. A flow indicator built into the water supply tells the operator when the filling of the battery is complete. The entire process takes less than 1 minute. This oftentimes can replace the manual process that can take 10 minutes. So obviously ProFill, what it does is it saves money, it improves safety, and most importantly for this webinar is it optimizes battery life. Overfilling and underfilling batteries both result in lost capacity as well as performance over time. We know that the fluid level of a deep cycle battery is the heart of its energy potential. ProFill also saves time, as I spotlighted, oftentimes making the task of watering a battery take less than 1 minute. Qwik-Fill is a single point watering system for deep cycle lead acid batteries. However, some applications will require the use of Qwik-Fill over ProFill. Qwik-Fill is for use with group 24 to 27 and most 29 to 31 12-volt marine deep cycle batteries. Where ProFill, which we just talked about, works with the GC style batteries, Qwik-Fill works with that group 24 to 27 12-volt marine style deep cycle batteries. As we know with this style of battery, one of the primary causes of short battery life is failure to maintain the proper water level. So whether the batteries are in plain sight or in hard to reach spot, adding water to the proper level in this style of or group of battery is not easy. With Qwik-Fill, after a one-time easy installation, battery filling is a simple task that will take less than 1 minute. Qwik-Fill makes, just like ProFill, makes watering batteries more convenient, safer, more reliable, and increases and maximizes that battery's performance. 12-volt Qwik-Fill kits by Flow-Rite work on those 24 to 27 group batteries as well as I said, some 29 to 31s. Just for the sake of definition, these batteries have a standard cell spacing of 1 5/8 inch from center to center of adjacent cells. The cells are in 2 groups of 3, and those cell openings are 3/4 inch diameter. It's worth noting also that the install height of Qwik-Fill is only 1 1/4 inch above the cell openings, so still allowing for low profile installs that this style or group of battery is often used in applications such as under boat decks or in RV cabinets or the like. Now that we have covered the correct single point watering system selection for a wide range of deep cycle batteries using both ProFill and Qwik-Fill single point watering systems, I want to discuss the use of level sensors and indicator lights as well as battery management to further optimize those batteries and become better educated and make better decisions for that battery pack, that vehicle, or that application in question. So after the correct single point watering system has been selected for a battery or an application, the logical next step is some type of monitoring device to allow easy understanding of at least electrolyte levels, but possibly more data. If we want to monitor electrolyte levels within a battery, Flow-Rite's Eagle Eye in-valve sensor is the perfect choice for the visual electrolyte level verification of batteries. The Eagle Eye Deep Cycle Level Sensor has a wide range of operating voltages between 12 and 48 volts. It's reverse polarity protected, and because the probe is in the valve, there is no need to drill into a battery, voiding that battery's warranty. And it features a bright LED green or red remote light that can be mounted to a dash panel or to the battery or some other remote location for ease in visual identification. When the light is green, the electrolyte level is full and correct, and when it's red, it is low. Very simple. The Eagle Eye Deep Cycle level sensor can be bought as a standalone item and can be used on batteries with and without single point watering systems. However, the Eagle Eye Deep Cycle level sensor can also be bought and used in 12, 24, 36, 48, and 72 volt kits, depending on the application. So this is a great tool, inexpensive, easy to install, and a great way to monitor the electrolyte level in the battery without ever having to open the battery. The end user, the operator, or whoever is in contact with the batteries can easily identify this battery is fully charged and the light is red. I need to add water to this. This will prolong the battery's life and performance. The next step in battery monitoring is Flow-Rite Control's Advanced Battery Steward. Battery monitors are used to collect data to maximize your battery's performance. Flow-Rite's Advanced Battery Steward is the clear choice for doing this. The sensor hardware, like the Eagle Eye Deep Cycle level sensor I just talked about, does not require any drilling into the batteries. So all of this hardware and tracking capability does not require any drilling or anything to the battery that might void its warranty. Advanced Battery Steward is a true connected battery management system. Advanced Battery Steward, or ABS as we call it, allows users to manage the care of their lead-acid batteries by tracking information wirelessly. This wireless connectivity allows the user to make informed predictions and decisions for maintaining the health of their batteries or their vehicle, but essentially their investment. ABS is like a health monitor a human would wear on their wrist, except for batteries. ABS tracks key maintenance events and focuses on tracking and monitoring batteries and vehicles in their applications. Information is communicated to the application and web portal through the use of a Bluetooth or wireless gateway, which can be powered via an internet connection or cellular dongle. So that means that ABS's tracking ability is limitless. Once the hardware is installed on a battery pack or an application or a vehicle, that information is sent to the cloud automatically via, again, wireless gateways or some type of Bluetooth connectivity. So it really enables the user to see their battery condition real time from anywhere. All that hardware on the battery is grabbing data. It's gathering fluid level, so electrolyte level as we call it. It's measuring voltage and half voltage. It's measuring watering events when the batteries are watered and time stamping that. It's measuring temperature all the time on top of the batteries. It's also measuring the current in and out and battery impact, as well as battery or vehicle angle. So ABS monitors a lot of different data points, clearly. All this data is collected from sensors via the hardware and sent to the cloud, where it's then viewed via the app and web portal, as I just mentioned. But I think it's worth spending a little bit of time just reviewing the data that it is gathering. As I mentioned, we're gathering the fluid level or electrolyte level. This is a real-time reading of electrolyte level via the in-valve probe. We know that flooded lead-acid batteries' energy lies in the fluid, and the potential energy of the battery is dependent on the appropriate electrolyte level. So if the battery fluid level is always correct, we know that we're getting all of that potential energy. Fluid level or electrolyte level is the cornerstone of battery maintenance and how we can improve and impact battery performance. We're also measuring battery pack current. This is measured, so we're measuring the charge and discharge of the battery pack, energy in and out, if you will. This is great data for understanding battery health of deep cycle batteries as it relates to vehicles in a fleet, such as a golf car current thresholds can be set within the app as well, so we can see if we're over or under current. We're measuring voltage. Voltage obviously is a great tool for determining if we have unhealthy batteries. We can measure half voltage of the pack to isolate batteries that are imbalanced or maybe unhealthy. Again, we're recording with this hardware any watering event, so we're seeing when the water was added to the electrolyte, and we're seeing that it was done to the appropriate pressure and levels. We're measuring temperature all the time, real time, and we can set temperature thresholds within the app, as well as inside of the hardware for Advanced Battery Steward. There's an accelerometer, and we're able to see impact and angle of the application, which is great for any application where it's a vehicle. You can see sudden impacts as well as angle, which can be used in a number of ways. Now that we've covered single point watering system selection, as well as sensor and battery management selection or options, we need to discuss the water supplies that will feed the single point watering systems in those applications. There are numerous water supply options that can be a direct match to numerous applications. So there's a lot to kind of digest when it comes to water supplies. Just know that Flow-Rite sales and customer service team can always aid in the selection process. All of these items are viewable in the catalog and on the website as well. But some of the considerations we kind of have to think about when we're making water supply recommendations for applications is there a water source available there? Is there a spigot available to hook up to? What's the water quality? How many batteries are we filling? Is there mobility required? Is there power available? There's a number of things to consider for gravity tanks. What's the ceiling height? Is speed of filling the single point watering system important? So lots of considerations, but we're going to cover these products in what applications they might be best used in. On your screen now, we have the first two water supply options we're going to cover. The deionizer, which is pictured on the left with the red bracket, and the regulated hose supply, which is the coiled hose on the top of the screen. Both of these water supplies require the use of a spigot or a plumbing supply or house plumbing supply or building plumbing supply. Both of them are used for, it's really limitless for the number of batteries they can fill. However, the deionizer is used for treating and correcting bad water or poor quality water, and the regulated hose supply is for use in facilities that have good water that doesn't need to be treated. Both of these options fill very fast and do not require any kind of plug-in. The deionizer does have a water quality light, but that is battery operated with a 5-year battery. The deionizer does have replacement cartridges, as those over time will need to be changed. Both of these are great water supply options. Both of these are used mostly in fleet applications, such as a golf course, where they're watering multiple battery packs or vehicles in any given week. On your slide in front of you now is two more water supplies. The one on the left is the red portable water supply, and on the right is the blue water cart. Neither of these obviously require to be hooked up to plumbing supply. They're both portable and mobile. They're both kind of limitless in the number of batteries they can fill. The water cart obviously works on a battery, and so can the portable water supply. The portable water supply on the left is really made to be used with large tanks that may contain deionized water for very, very large industrial applications, where the water cart could be used at the golf cart course or any number of places where mobility to be able to fill the single point watering systems on the battery is important. The next slide actually has 3 water supplies. These are 3 of what we would call our lower end water supplies. We have the gravity tank, the mini pump, and the hand pump. The gravity tank is an old technology that's been around for a long time. Some of its downfalls is that it requires the gravity tank be mounted 6 feet higher than the highest battery in the battery pack. So that can pose some unique challenges. The mini pump is basically an electric version of the hand pump that you see there. The hand pump is great for one-off utility vehicles, single-use consumers. It's a great product. Just one end goes into a jug of distilled water. The user connects the other end to the single-point watering system on the vehicle or the application. So these are great for smaller non-fleet single-use applications for filling single-point watering systems. All of the Flow-Rite water supplies that I just outlined provide the required 2 to 5 gallons per minute of flow at 3 to 35 psi that all single-point watering systems produced by Flow-Rite require. When it comes to working conditions, some best practices when it comes to temperature with water supplies is that water supplies obviously cannot work in an environment that's freezing. The single point watering system can, but the water supplies cannot be exposed to freezing conditions. So those must be drained if they're ever froze, but the single point watering system on the battery can be froze and thawed numerous times. Our single point watering systems are tested up to 140 degrees. Some best practices when it comes to single point watering systems and seasonal maintenance is pretty basic. As I just mentioned, the single point watering systems can freeze and thaw just fine with no issues. But it's important to remember that there is some slight seasonal maintenance that we would like followed. As I mentioned in the previous slide, you want to drain all water supplies that may experience any kind of freeze damage. It's real easy to drain those systems. As far as the winterization for systems on golf cars or any application, we just make sure that the coupler is coiled on top of the battery to allow the system to drain the water over time. Otherwise, there's no real winterization required. I want to take this just a second to mention the warranty that all Flow-Rite single point watering systems are under is for 5 years. The date code that is put on the valves after they pass the test bench that Mark Harima referenced earlier is the start of that 5-year warranty period. 5 years is a good warranty that Flow-Rite has stood behind for a long time. We also warranty all of our water supplies for 1 year, as well as our Eagle Eye sensors. So now that we've covered all of the selections and some best practices and some winterization, we just want to take a second to talk about safety. And we want to be safe anytime we work around batteries. When installing any single point watering system or battery sensor or monitor, we want to do that safely. At the base of safety is using our personal protective equipment. So I hate to say it, but polyester is a preferred material around batteries. So any clothing made of polyester is usually good and okay to wear. If cotton is exposed to acid, it'll cause holes in the clothing, and it basically ruins your clothes. So outside of that, obviously we never want to smoke near batteries. Fumes are very flammable. We never want to wear jewelry or metal objects when we're working around batteries. We want to avoid contact with battery electrolyte. It's acid. If this happens, we want to flush with plenty of water and seek medical attention as necessary. We never want to place any objects on the top of batteries that could cause a short circuit. Obviously, metal tools around batteries is a bad idea. We never want to add acid to a battery. That's not a practice that we want to do. We never want to charge a frozen battery, obviously, and we never charge a battery when the temperature is above 122 degrees Fahrenheit. And we never want to store uncharged batteries. Deep cycle batteries crave charge, so we always want to at least trickle charge the stored batteries or store it at full charge. And obviously, cleaning up of acid spills is always key and very important for safety. Finally, I want to kind of finish with return on investment. Single point watering systems provide great cost justification. Part of maximizing battery performance is maximizing time, and single point watering saves a lot of time. Flow-Rite has a return on investment calculator that's available. I can send it out. It's available on our website as well. But it's a cost justification for single point watering, and it exists. And depending on fleet size or the batteries, the return on investment can be very rapid for this type of product, because as we maximize the battery's performance over time and prolong its life, we're going to get all of our return out of that asset. So this is something that exists. It's on our website. I can share it as well. I just wanted to touch on that briefly before we close today. As I mentioned, the entire Flow-Rite team is available to help at any time. Our phone number is 616-583-1700, and we have a customer service team that's there to help. I can help, as well as I'm sharing all of our sales representatives in their regions. My region is everywhere, but for our industrial sales team, we have 4 regional managers, and they are shown there. We're all here to help as we can. I want to thank everyone for attending today and appreciate that you took some time to sit down with us, and look forward to our next webinar. Thank you.